Hi everyone, welcome to the weekly astrology and pick a card reading. This is for August 16th through to the 22nd, 2021. I'm going to get into the astrology and then do the pick a card section. Very strong energies this week with the full moon in Aquarius. It is at 29 degrees of Aquarius, which is a critical degree. Now, Aquarius is an energy that relates to the collective, the people, and it's about human rights. It's an energy about humanitarian concerns. That's what Aquarius is about, and it's conjunct with Jupiter, which is about the truth. Jupiter in Aquarius, so both within a few degrees of each other, and that critical degree of the Aquarius moon makes for a very powerful full moon. This is on the 22nd of August, by the way, towards the end of this week, at the end of this week, where it peaks, the full moon peaks. It's actually a blue moon because we already had one full moon in Aquarius within the space of roughly 4 weeks. So this is the second one, even though they're in different months. The other one was in July. This is the second full moon in Aquarius within that time span, making it a blue moon. So it's very powerful energy. And I like that it is conjunct with Jupiter and not making any difficult angles with any other planets. That's very significant because, as I said, Aquarius is about freedom. It is about truth. It is about the bigger picture of what's going on. And then conjunct with Jupiter in Aquarius, it's a very strong force. It's a very strong, powerful energy with a full moon conjunct Jupiter. Very bold energy, but it's in a way, it's also a very interesting energy with Aquarius because, as I said, Aquarius is about the people. It's about the collective consciousness. It's about the bigger picture of what's going on, especially with it being conjunct Jupiter, which also relates to a lot of those issues. Jupiter is a benevolent planet. It's about honesty, authenticity, truth. So it's going to be an interesting week, let's just say. And quick shout out to anyone I'm in Sydney, Australia, and if you're overseas you may not know, we're in a very, very, I'd say very strict, yes, which is what everyone's saying, very strict lockdown over here. It was meant to end originally in July, got extended to August. Now there's talk of it, I vaguely heard things about it possibly being extended to November. Check online, don't go by my word, but there's something that I heard around, and I've stopped listening to the press conferences. They are so depressing and repetitive, and they're on every single day, 7 days a week, even on a Sunday, and it's just it's crazy what's going on. So we're in a very strict lockdown, only able to access food shops for groceries. You cannot go out without a reason. If you want to exercise, you cannot exercise with one other person. And there's a lot of rules. So I won't even go into it. But I just want to say, if you're in Sydney, just shout out to you if you're in Melbourne, where it's also happening. And I know Melbourne's been through a hell of a time with this stuff. It's a crazy time. And just myself, having been born in Australia, I've never seen anything like this. And that's what a lot of people are saying. It's just very intense, considering our situation here compared to other countries is not out of control. So, in my opinion, and in a lot of people's opinion, but anyway, I won't get into that. But yeah, it's just a difficult time because it's a very unnatural experience to go through, feeling so restricted and not being able to do, much of anything really. So, except work and be inside. So I mean, there's things to be grateful for, of course, and there's lessons to be learned, and there's a spiritual process underway. So there's always a bigger picture with everything that's happening. But yeah, the point of me saying that was simply just to say, if you're struggling out there, I understand, because it is, I think everyone's finding it very challenging at this point, especially because we kept being promised that we'd be out of lockdown by now, but it keeps getting extended. So yeah. All right. So talked about the full moon and conjunct Jupiter. With that energy, as I said, that's on the 22nd of August. It's a good time to get grounded in your personal energy and get grounded, connect with the earth, because with that full moon in Aquarius, it's a very spacey kind of energy. You can kind of also be up in the air in your upper chakras, very much in your head, overthinking. Especially on Monday, as we build up towards the full moon, Venus is on the anaretic degree of Virgo, which is at 29 degrees of Virgo, which Venus in Virgo is very analytical kind of energy. So yeah, it can see us feel very much in our heads. Then Tuesday, actually, good news, Venus moves out of Virgo into Libra. So Venus is at home in the sign of Libra. It's in one of its home signs. Venus is well placed in its home sign in Taurus and in Libra. So it's a really nice energy for relationships. It can indicate improvements in relationships because, you know, we've just come out of Venus in Virgo, where relationships might have been a bit snarky or a bit critical with each other, and then we're going into more harmony with Venus in Libra, which is really nice. Nice energy for Librans and all the air signs, Gemini and Aquarius as well. Venus will be in Libra till September 11th, actually. And as I said, that starts on Tuesday. So if you've had issues in your relationship, especially if you're a Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius, this should harmonize things a bit better for you. On the 20th, on Friday, Uranus actually goes retrograde in Taurus. So I think this is a very key energy, especially because when Uranus goes retrograde, Uranus rules Aquarius. When we're going to have that full moon in Aquarius, and Uranus is the ruler of Aquarius, and Uranus is going retrograde. Wow, that's a very intense energy. So Uranus is, as it goes retrograde, can create reversals and flip situations on their head. Things that seem to be going one way can suddenly turn another way, is what I'm personally predicting as an astrologer with this. So, and Uranus is about the big picture, about society, about the world. So I'm not saying that everything's going to be like back to normal or anything necessarily, but I'm hoping that as Uranus moves into its retrograde motion, it may reveal some hidden truths or bring out more of the truth of things, because that's what Uranus is about. And Uranus is also about unexpected things. So there's definitely going to be some unexpected developments in the world. And I would say that we will see it this weekend, something key this weekend, because as Uranus goes retrograde on Friday, that's like a couple of days before the full moon in Aquarius on the 22nd, so a couple of days later. So very interesting week this week. I'm interested to see what's going to happen this week. Where I am, and also globally, I think in the collective there's a big awakening happening with that full moon in Aquarius, which is a blue moon conjunct Jupiter, no other negative aspects. So really powerful. So that's the astrology, guys. Just a quick thing, if you'd like to book a reading, I'm extremely booked up, so please be aware that there will be a turnaround time. I'm only one person, I can only do so much. I've been getting inundated with requests, orders, questions, you know, just everything. So please be patient. I always state that, you know, there is a turnaround time. Even for the Zoom readings, normally I book them within the week, but I'm fully booked up this week, and even next week I'm pretty booked up. So it is going to be at least 2 weeks, unless someone reschedules and I can fit someone in for a Zoom session. So yeah, you can book a reading with me if you want. It's just that there will be a little bit, you know, there will be the turnaround time, which is always 8 to 16 business days, but it's going to be closer to the 14 to 16, okay? And as you know, being a Taurus that I am, I do not rush my readings. I take my time so that I give you a quality reading. All right, guys, so let's look at the cards for this week. So this is for the air signs. I'm doing air signs first. This is the Animal Totem Tarot. Air signs. This one to jump out. The World. Huh, interesting. So air signs indicate some kind of end of a cycle energy. I think you might be thinking a lot about what's going on in the world. A lot of people are at the moment. And there might be something about talking to someone who lives in another country, or communication with people at a distance. Air signs. Let's see. Also end of cycle energy around you in a big way. Let's see what comes through from these cards here. This is the angel cards. Angel of learning. Interesting. So for some people, you might be embarking on a new course of study as well, for some of the air signs, or learning something or researching something. Sorry, cards keep falling. With the angel of learning. Let's see what this deck, the Daily Crystal Oracle, air signs, what's coming up this week? Loosen your grip, Amazonite. Amazonite is a crystal that's to do with, well, it relates to the ocean and the sea, which comes up here as well. So there might be something about being near water or swimming, or finding water very soothing. But this loosen your grip card is about trusting in the flow of life and letting things flow more smoothly. Let's see what comes up with the Astro Dice. Sagittarius, Uranus. Interesting. I was talking about Uranus retrograde this week. 4th house, unexpected developments with home, family, or, you know, something happening in your part of the world, potentially. Oh gosh, what came up on this? You know what? I forgot. I have to roll it again. Capricorn. Capricorn, the world card, which is, let's That's Saturn energy, which rules Capricorn. Interesting. So something to do with, could be something to do with a parent this week for some people. A lesson around a parent or someone that has authority. Something unexpected happening with a family member or in the family, or to do with your home in some way. It doesn't have to be negative. It could just be an unexpected news or unexpected communication. Someone I feel is going to get some communication from their landlord. You might be just sending an email to get something fixed or something like that. You know, it could be something along those lines. With Uranus in the 4th house, it could be something that happens that's unexpected in your home life in some way. And Capricorn could be to do with getting something fixed for some people. But there's something here where you need to work on not letting your fears get the better of you with this card, okay? The Amazonite, which is about calming the inner self. But there is something that you're learning this week, air signs, which is quite powerful here with this card. Interesting messages. Okay, so moving on to the earth signs. So this will be for Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Too many cards. They're all funny. The Capricorn, the goat just popped up, but there was a whole bunch of cards there, so I won't take that one. Okay, we have the Devil, which is the Capricorn. The Capricorn card. How about that? Capricorn's mentioned twice here. The Devil. Okay, so for the earth signs, this could be something addictive around you or tempting, a temptation. Could be a relationship, could be an addictive relationship, could be oh yes, look, soulmates, angel of soulmates. Oh, earth signs, you got soulmate energy around you. Look at that. What a beautiful image, by the way. It's very romantic there. And the angels looking down on them. Protection, I'm getting. There might be some heavy energy around a connection, whether it's to do with the connection itself or forces around a connection, as in a relationship. There may be some difficulties, but there's a strong desire to work on something. For some people, work on a relationship, heal a relationship, connect with the person. Really strong energy for the earth signs on that. That's actually quite nice. You might be thinking about a soulmate or someone from your past. Feed your creativity. So if you can't be with this person, say you want to be with someone or spend time with someone and you can't, they're saying channel that into your creative side. Something about cats comes up here too with the it's like a bobcat or a wildcat of some kind. Astrology, 9th house, Mars. Ooh, Mars Aries, very passionate energy. And Mars and Aries is like a very sort of militant, kind of heroic, strong, very masculine. You know, it's divine masculine energy. And it can be a bit aggressive. It can be very sexual as well. It can be very impulsive. So there's a bit of an impulsive energy and a desire energy. The 9th house can be, it's the house of, it's the Sagittarius house. It's a house of learning lessons. It's a house of philosophy, bigger picture, politics, law, things like that going on. So there's some strong energy here. Mars in Aries is also about being forthright and direct and knowing what you want and going after it. It can also be using that energy for new creative projects. You have feed your creativity here. So channeling your energy, you may have a lot of energy building up, earth signs this week, into something about relationships, but also something about creativity comes up. Do be careful of power struggles in relationships, the Devil card, competitive energy with someone that you care for, and possibly arguments, because this is quite a strong energy. The cat's like demolished the rabbit here, so it's pretty intense, kind of possible power struggles going on for some people. Interesting messages. Okay, so that was the earth signs. Let's move on to the fire signs. So Aries, Leo, Sag this week. What's going on? Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. What are the messages? Aries, Leo, Sag. Oh, jumping card. 2 cards. I'm going to leave them both because I just felt that since there was only 2. So you have the Fool and the Knight of Cups. So Aries, Leo, Sag. Some kind of new beginning, very restless energy. You see how this grasshopper just jumping off that. It's like wanting to just go, and feeling like you may be thinking about relationships with the King of Cups, thinking about love. Passionate energy, wanting to have a new beginning. This one jumped out. What is it? Oh gosh, the soulmate card came up again for the fire signs. The earth signs just had that. So you may be having, some people may be having dreams of a future soulmate. I just got that. Or thinking about, you know, love, and what's maybe you're wondering, like, what's going to be happening for me in love in the future. Maybe that's something that you're thinking, and you do want a new beginning here, because the Fool card is very strong for the fire signs here, and the Knight of Cups. So definitely a new beginning in love is wanted, or desired by the fire signs. You have Moonstone, so it says live your purpose. Wow. So you may be called on some level at this time to be really in your purpose, and you know, sometimes that is a forthright energy. Sometimes it's a more internal process where you feel more guided to meditate, to practice inner peace and inner stability, and work on yourself in that way. Either way, there's a very strong calling around you to feel connected to what your purpose is at this time. It might be through self-expression, it might be through a new project, it might be connecting with somebody, or tapping into a very dreamy state with Moonstone. Moonstone's a crystal that, or a gemstone that's about tapping into your intuition, your psychic ability. It helps with dream recall and intuition. So I do keep getting something about dreams. So maybe someone keeps dreaming of a future potential love or something like that. Let's look at the astro dice for the fire sign. Sagittarius popped up. How about that? And the 8th house. Wow, Mercury. So very deep energy here with Sagittarius, 8th house, and Mercury. Deep thoughts, deep feelings, a lot of inner processing, a lot of processing darker things from the past, perhaps for some people, but gaining understanding and wisdom through that processing. Could be deep conversations, deep communications, and also reading something like very powerful knowledge, occult, spiritual, political, deep historical information for some people out there. If it's not that for other people, it's going to be deep conversations or deep understanding that comes to you this week about something profound. Could be about relationships, could be about people that you've had in your life that have had a deep effect on you, or, you know, other things that are very deep. Okay, and lastly, the water signs. So water signs, we have, what's this? Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Oh, too many, sorry guys. Oh, this one flipped over. Let's see, what is it? 10 of Wands for the water signs. Feeling a bit burdened, water signs, with the 10 of Wands. Feeling, some of you may be feeling overworked. Some of you may be feeling burdened by where you're at this time. See all the dark clouds in the storm. It's a bit of a trial at the moment. It's a bit of a difficult testing period. Feeling a heaviness around my heart. So maybe someone that's watching that's a water sign is going through a difficult time emotionally, or just feeling very, what's the word, like, the way it feels to me is like my soul is tired. That's the energy that I'm getting in my heart right now. It's like my soul is tired. I just need some relief in whatever form it's going to come, you know, like almost praying for like some hope or relief. And you definitely need to, if you're a water sign watching this, unburden yourself in ways that are possible for you within the context of your situation. Let's look at the angel card for the water signs. Water signs, come on. I need a card to pop out. Here we go. Angel of Faith. What a perfect message to go with feeling so burdened. Yep, Angel of Faith. And, you know, appreciate the people in your immediate sphere right now, because even though you may feel like you are being very challenged with this card and you feel very overwhelmed and burdened, there are still these beautiful moments around you with loved ones. So that's really something to cherish there. And getting out in nature is very healing at the moment for you, water signs. And last card, Selenite. Oh yeah, clear the clutter. So I do feel this is to do with the mental space with the clear the clutter card. It can also be, when I see Selenite, I always think of thoughts preoccupying you at night or having trouble sleeping is what I always feel when I see that one. And it can be, you know, often Selenite is a good crystal to use to place under your pillow, or to have in your bedroom at night to help you sleep, to be more at peace. It says clear the clutter, so there could be things that you can do at home to tidy up, like tidying up the garden, or, you know, getting rid of weeds, or decluttering inside, organizing things in a different way, things like that. Let's see what the astro dice have for the water signs. 7th house, Pluto, Aries. So it looks like other people might be a little bit intense around you at the moment, water signs, because we have the 7th house, Aries and Pluto, which is very strong energies. So dealing with other people may be a bit difficult for you this week. They might be a bit challenging or a bit emotional or a bit intense or in your face. Could be some power struggles or some just a lot of energy. So with the Aries energy in the 7th house, it can be people are feeling very emotionally reactive around you, or very they're wanting control because they feel out of control, and that could be a burden to you. With the 7th house Aries, it can be a young energy. Some might be dealing with children or dealing with people that are struggling in their own way, and they're expressing that out in a very forthright, strong manner. The Pluto card advises you to use your power in a more subtle way to create the change that you want. So not trying to, because you've got people around you that are so intense this week that you meeting that intensity too much with the same type of force is not going to work. You need to sort of be more subtle in your interactions with others this week, and maybe use more gentle ways, or your intention, prayer work, you know, connecting with spirit, asking the angels to help. You know, that's always very effective, I find. And, you know, the angels are there for us, and our spirit guides are there for us, but we have to ask for their help. So don't forget to ask for support and ask for protection, or ask for help with your kids, or ask for help with whatever you're dealing with relationships or people around you, okay? So those are the messages this week, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and talk to you next time. Bye.